Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video we're going to explore the new event that's up and running. We're gonna do this in my Cinnabal in Galente space, because in Dital we have actually an incursion that's happening there at the moment, so that's a little bit annoying, but since we have the second base of operation, why not use it? I've been doing a couple of those, and if we take a quick look at the agency here, it's actually pretty easy to earn the points on this one, because I already have 77 points out of 180 for the arms race event. So basically just run a couple of these drone sites and you're pretty much good to go. So that's also what I've been doing. Now something that was happening early on, I'm not sure if it's still the case, was that I was not getting any drops from these sites, and I haven't seen a battleship yet, but a first item did drop right here. So while I'm doing this, let's go after, let's take a look at the Agency Overclocker SB Dose 1, which increase your velocity by 3% and lasts for 30 minutes. So you've got these specific boosters here once again as well. Alright, let's go after these rogue drones in the meantime. So we've got all the cannons on our Cinnabal, optimal range around 15 kilometers, so I'm just trying to put myself in the right position so that when they warp in, I'm at around that range, and that looks actually pretty damn perfect. So let's see if we can handle that. I'm gonna go from small to big, to be honest, but of course your targeting takes you a little bit longer. But yeah, there we go. Lovely one shot, that's what we like to see. Let's also engage with the drones, because that actually looked a lot like a miss. But there we go. That one is down, and then if they get it within 10 kilometers, and especially if they're bigger, you can just web them and take care of them. So let's see what happens here, and we're just gonna play this a little bit, try and get some more points for the agency, see if we can handle it, maybe do a little bit of exploration as well, if we find our sites pretty quickly. But there's nothing to scan over here. All right, then let's see if we can one-shot this guy. Yep, that works. The Alfie is a lot smaller and faster, so well, that's a decent hit, and then the second shot also lands when he's webbed, so that's looking pretty good. Next up we've got the Alvum, and this is something that of course happens from time to time as well. You've got the rogue drones that are swarming out of the construct and that are coming after you. But I'm not too worried, especially at 23 kilometers. Once that guy dies, I can show this to you guys. Blah, you just very easily one-shot them with just like 104 damage, as you can see here, and Apis is just 26 damage. So it's really not a big deal. You're better off focusing on the targets, of course, which we're gonna do right now. And there is the Overmind pattern that helped last time, was that going after the rest of the rats first here yielded me a drop, so we're gonna see if that's maybe part of the mechanic. Since there's nobody else here, let's zoom in a little bit. We're first going to take care of the rest of the rogue drones. My drones are doing alright, and then we'll go for the Overmind. Another 14 points earned. Oh, that's actually the males, that's not what I needed. Let's start approaching this baby. And that is for destroying 80 rogue drones. Next set is destroy, what? 1 out of 5 rogue drones? That's crazy. Somehow resets, but let's see if we keep getting more points. And once again, I do have loot, and I have an extra spawn. Okay, Rogue Swarm Cerebral Accelerator, definitely very welcome, since that is of course going to boost my skill points. Now let's see what happens next. This is the first time that I'm seeing this type of escalation, so this might actually be pretty interesting. Oh, there's a Tertius here now as well. Alright. This guy here. Let's see if we can hit this. Let's see if we can orbit this at like 1000, so that we're at least moving a little bit from the damage. But yeah, we are armor tanked, and the Cinnabal is a pretty damn good fast ship. Let's see if we can hit this guy when he's webbed. That's gonna be a little bit too close, but maybe, yeah, if he gets out a little bit. 2.5 kilometers, yeah, there we go, good hit. In the meantime, he's at 3 kilometers, so we can try. Come on, other cannons. There we go. And then the Tertius. Let's see what he does. Swarm overmine Tertius. Drones going after him as well. Blap and more loot. Nice. Oh, some precious alloy. That's really not worth it. 277 ISK. That's not great. And then we get another 11 points, which is going to be 4. Rogue drone skill 20. 2 out of 4 sites completed. It's gone. So that is the site. Alright. Interesting. Apparently there is a little bit of a bug where the quest, or the mission I should say, resets for kill a number of drones, because I finished 80 and then I get back to 5 here, now again 20. Well, that's gonna help me get these points pretty damn quickly, if you ask me. Let's go to Yona, let's take a look and see if we can find anything here. And of course, the Cerebral Accelerator, especially early on, if you can sell them, it's gonna be worth quite a little bit, because this increases your attributes by 12 points. So let's consume this guy. Consume. And now for 48 hours I have increased training speed. Right, very, very nice. So, small event, obviously once again aimed at the alpha clone characters, at the free-to-play players, so it's very accessible, very easy to do. There was also a mission to mine like 10,000 ores or something like that, and there we go, we actually have another rogue swarm. Let's go take a look. But this is obviously quite accessible and quite diverse as well, because after finishing that ore mining mission, I also got the task, which is, let's take a look here. I'm actually doing it right now. To construct something, use industry in a station to manufacture a ship or a module. Also actually very easy to do if you want to. And now there's a hurricane in here. That's a little bit of a strange choice, because a hurricane is pretty big and it's gonna have a hard time catching anything, but we're gonna respect this. And we're actually going to move to another site. Or should I actually, what I'm going to try and do is see if I can kill like the rest of the 20 to see if the quest actually keeps coming or not. I'm interested in that a little bit. So we're just going to take care of these tiny little guys here. Okay, keep going. Let's see if we can. At 23, we might be able to hit that. There we go. You're next. Alright, I think we can stop here. Just keep taking care of all of that small stuff. It's actually probably costing me more ammo than what it's worth in bounties, but what the hell. My drones are doing okay. They're going after them as well. Oh, and do these count? How the hell are you missing? There we go. Yep, going up. 14. Blop. 15. Blop. 17. Let's try to get to 20. This should be enough. Actually go after this guy. Then we can blap this guy. Nope, didn't register all of them, but there we go. As they try to shoot one of my drones, we get another 10 points right here. Alright, let's go to another system, see if we can spot another one. That would be after my drones get back. There we go. Let's reload this, and let's leave Brockton in his hurricane to go for this side. We're gonna respect that a little bit. Especially early on, there's lots of competition. Oh, and actually, is that where I come from? One, yeah, there's only one of them. Okay, that's where I come from. And early on, I don't want to step on too many toes, especially in an event like this that is aimed at alpha clone characters. In high sec, I'm not going to start stealing their loot or really competing for it or anything like that. So, next site. there is a rogue swarm nest right here. I hear that there's harder sites and sites that drop better loot in low-sec and null-sec. So here I personally do think that it makes a lot of sense that CCP is changing it up a little bit and that they want to reward people that actually take the risk of going in low-sec and in null-sec. That's one thing that's always been quite interesting. It always felt like you got pretty much everything out of... Oh, and what are we talking about here? Now we're talking about a Stratios as well. So I'm actually going to go to another system. Let's do warp within 0. Can I still launch my probes? Because we've got a lot of signatures here, and that is actually quite interesting. If everybody is focused on things like these swarm nests, and they leave behind all of this juicy exploration, this might actually be the right time for you to jump in and actually do the exploration rather than focus on the swarm nests, which, as you can see, are quite heavily populated. Was this? Nope. Nope. So I didn't really see which one it was, but let's get started then. Let's see what we can find. Because 2, 4, 6 signatures in Nogere, which is usually one where at least some good combat sites spawn, that's not something you want to just leave behind like that. So there we go. And then this one 10.5 AU if another one spawns in. At a different distance, of course, you can go and run that as well. So, what are you? A little bit higher. And how long does it last, actually? I'm curious about that as well. 1 week. Okay, so it is really made to be quite accessible and easily doable in about a week. So that's just the relic sites. That one potentially might be of interest. Let's take a look at that. And it's GOL. Still 10.5, alright. Much more down the middle. And then the others, just this scan giving me 15%, 10% is not always a good sign. But we were talking about GOL, which is a wormhole. Alright, so that doesn't matter too much. Let's take this one out. He's finished with the drone site. Another wormhole. Okay. Starting to understand what's happening here. Let's see if we can spot this guy. And then hopefully this Stratios takes off and then another swarm nest spawns it. That would be good. You. Okay, a little bit higher. But this is how I do spend my evenings in EVE Online as well from time to time. Just exploring a little bit, and especially when there's another wormhole. Okay, final one, please don't let me down. That's all the way up here. But this is quite fun, especially when there's an event like this going on. You can really try to work towards that. And as you can tell from the results here, this one is not going to be all that difficult. 2 of the rewards are already earned, and to my great surprise, another wormhole. So we are talking 5 wormholes and a relic site. That's not very usual in the Hideouts system. But alright, it is what it is. Let's go to a Drell. I've got my probes with me. Let's see if there's anything more to do over here. Lots of signatures again, and I'm also seeing a rogue swarm site. Of course, chances are pretty good that the Stratios is in there by now, but we'll go and take a quick look. And maybe we can try to combine this with the probing. Not that easy. You do want to at least pay a little bit of attention to what's happening, but we can try. So let's see if there's anyone else in the site. Yeah, there is a Gnosis in the site. It's yet again someone else. And does he have sentry drones? No, it doesn't seem to be very active, so we're quickly going to run this in the meantime. Let's get started. Open fire. Drones on their way. Stop right here, seems like a good distance. Go like that, and then when you feel comfortable, you can break out the probes. And then just go like that. You are next. Keep one eye on your drones, of course. And then let's see. Ooh, the swarm is out. The swarm is out. There's our next set of targets. Now this is multitasking. 4 of them though, so that shouldn't be a problem. Start firing at the first one. And then let's take the first signature. Okay, analyze, fire. I'm just going to, oh, and even more of the swarm coming out here. Going to give me 40 kills maybe. And that's actually a pretty big one again. Interesting, interesting signature, potentially. Let's see if we can attack him like this. Yeah, good stuff. You're next. And the Gnosis left. Okay, quite surprised. And yet another wormhole. Okay. F then. Drones. Come do the dirty work. There we go. So now my attention is spread between what's happening in the background and my drones and the probing, but you know, if you're in a strong enough ship, you can definitely afford to do that. Oh, combat site. Alright, let's go take a look. What are you? Maybe try and grab the small guy first. Okay, 2 shots, that's alright. Drones are doing alright. Ah, it's just a hideout. Okay, let's find out what the next one is. In the meantime, we are firing, we are analyzing, we are webbing, engaging. Oh, there's still a small Alvi as well. Who died? Okay. Cosmic signature. Seems about right. A swarm overseer. Right there. Nobody else. So that's okay. Half shields. That's alright as well. What are you? Analyze. Right, so my drones are going after that one. I'm quickly going to take care of these guys. If anything is going to really do some damage on the hubs, I think it's actually that. These small drones don't seem to be that much of a threat. That's yet another wormhole. Analyze. And of course, the overseer does do a bit of damage as well. And now we actually drop something. So I think that early on, when I first logged in, we were actually dealing with a bug that didn't give me any loot. So let's grab that first. My drones are doing okay. We can rep if we need to. Another 13 agency points. Yeah, this is going quite smoothly. And just some precious alloy. Ouch, CCP. The alpha clones are not going to like that all too much if they have to compete for this. But okay, I understand that you can't go completely crazy with the loot either. I'm gonna let my drones finish this off, and we're gonna try to figure out what's left in these 3 signatures, potentially. 3, is that an extra one? Maybe. Anything? Oh, it's QZW right there. Ooh, and that's those guys gone. Return. Okay. What are we talking about here? Why are you so difficult to find? Okay, very weird. It actually had such a small circumference that I was pretty sure that it would be like something like another hideout or something like that. But I think we'll see data show up, which would be one of those cages which you really want like a Tech 3 to handle it. And that I actually have very little experience in outside of CC a little bit. So let's see what you are. Yeah, it's a data site as expected. So we just have these 2 left. This and that. Okay. Meantime, nothing spawning in. Nope. So HDY and SRK, another 2 wormholes and an annoying data site. I mean, that's 8 sites, 8 or 9 sites in 2 systems that, well, I mean, if you want to go dive in a wormhole, sure, but if you're looking for that high exploration loot, none of that is really gonna get you all too much. Another relic site, all right. And then this one back here. Let's see if we can find it. Hideouts. Data, relic, and 2 wormholes. Yeah, that's definitely nothing all too good here. So I'm going to drop back towards my home base. At least we got some progress done on the agency here. So this time the event obviously very much aimed at newer players, very accessible, and this is me just like a couple of hours in, not even trying all that hard, and I've got 137 points already, probably because this mission here reset after 80. I got back to 5, then 20 again, and now we're back at 80, which just one more site is probably gonna complete that, and then maybe it resets again. But for now, I'm gonna take it. That means I get my boosters and everything early on. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.